Hi class, Mrs. Calvi here. Quick review on comparing fractions and ordering fractions. So here we want to compare 1/8 to 5/8, and we want to know if 1/8 is less than, greater than, or equal to 5/8. Well, when our denominators, the bottom number of our fraction, are the same, all we need to do is look at our numerators and look to see, well, 1 is less than 5. So if 1 is less than 5 and both of the denominators are 8, remember, this will only work if both denominators are the same. I can just look at my numerators. 1 is less than 5, so that means 1/8 is less than 5/8. So you can only look at the numerators and compare that way if your denominators are the same, okay? So if I had, let's say I had 2/3 and I was comparing that to 1/3. Well, my denominators are the same, so all I need to do is look at my numerators. 2 is greater than 1, so 2/3 is greater than 1/3. Okay, so it's easy when your denominators are the same. Now, when your denominators are not the same, we need to do something else, and I'll show you that next. So here we are comparing 7/10 to 1/2. If you notice, our denominators are not the same, so I cannot just look at my numerators and see which is less than, greater than, or equal to. Here I'm going to use something called cross multiplication, or you may see it as known as cross products, because product means multiplication. So I am going to cross multiply. So 10 times 1 gives me 10. And then I'm going to cross multiply the other direction. 2 times 7 gives me 14. So now I'm looking at these numbers, 14 and 10. Well, 14 is greater than 10, so 7/10 is greater than 1/2. So once you cross multiply, you're just looking at your new numbers at the top to see whether it's less than, greater than, or equal to. All right, let's try another example. So here I am comparing 2/4 to 1/2. First step, look at my denominators. They are not the same, so here I know I need to cross multiply. So 4 times 1 gives me 4, and 2 times 2 gives me 4. Well, these two fractions are equivalent or equal to each other. All right, so if the denominators are not the same, you use cross multiplication. If the denominators are the same, you just look at your numerators to see which is less than, greater than, or equal to. Now, the other thing we're going to be doing is we are going to be putting fractions in order from either least to greatest, greatest to least. So in order to put fractions in order from least to greatest or greatest to least, you need to find a common denominator. So all of the denominators are not the same, so I cannot just look at my numerators. I need to actually find a common denominator for all three of these fractions. So I am going to just line them up vertically. Give me some space here. So 3/7, 3/4, and 1/4. So I'm looking to see what denominator do they all have in common? So 4 and 7. Well, I know that 7 can go into 28 and so can 4. So a common denominator for all three would be 28. Well, 4 times 7 gives me 28. Whatever I do to the denominator, I have to do to the numerator here. So 1 times 7 is 7. 4 times 7 is 28. 3 times 7 is 21. And 7 times 4 is 28, and 3 times 4 is 12. So now, if you notice, all of my fractions have the same denominator. So I can tell which one is least, which one is greatest, and so on and so forth. So 3/7 is equal to 12/28. So 3/7 is equal to 12/28, 3/4 is equal to 21/28, and 1/4 is equal to 7/28. So my denominators are all the same, so I just need to look at my numerators. Well, I have a 12, a 21, and a 7. 7 is the smallest. So I'm going to remember, you need to write the fraction that they gave you, not the 7/28 that we turned it into. So 1/4 is my smallest. Then I have a 21 and a 12. 12 is smaller than 21, and 12/28 is equivalent to 3/7. So 3/7 would be listed next. And then 21 is my largest. 21/28 is equivalent to 3/4. So then 3/4 would be listed last as the greatest fraction. Okay? So finding a common denominator and then just looking at the numerators to see which fraction is least to greatest or greatest to least based on what they're asking you. All right, that is it for today, and I will talk to you soon.